Hello everyone, welcome to this presentation. In front of you, you can see a question paper. I want us to go through. That's database, and we are still continuing with creating relationships. So as you can see the question paper, we can go through it, then we do it. Design a database saved as dormitories and carry out the following instructions. We have here table 1, basic dormitory information, table 2, other information. Then instructions. Design the two tables and save each using table name given. Create a one-to-one relationship. That's our main interest or our main focus. Then other questions. Using database in the two tables, return a list of students given that. So there, we are going to create queries. Status is A level and section is Western. Tick in a table means that house fund was paid. So in this table where you are seeing a tick, it means the house fund was paid. So return a list of students that have cleared the house fund and status O level. Save the query as fund O level. Then also a list of students given that second name begins with the letter I. Save it as letter I. Then we shall also design a report using the details in the query saved as section. Okay, let's begin with the first one, where they asked us to design a database, and we are going to save it as dormitories. So you can go to your folder. I'm going to do it here. Then we create our database by right clicking, pointing at new, then selecting Microsoft Access Database, and we click on it. And here they said we call this database dormitories, and there you are done. So you can go ahead and open this database, and you can enable content. So after you have done that, they are telling us part A, design the two tables and save each using the name given there. So we are going to design basic dormitory information table, then other information table. But let us first look at the required, what we need to do, the data types we are going to set. Under the first table, we have student ID. We are going to use text, student name, text, dormitory text, house fund, either ticked or not. So we are going to use Boolean data type, that is yes or no. Then dorm ID, we shall use text. Why are we using text? To allow us including the beginning zeros. All right, so you do that. I'm going to simply import these tables from Excel because I already have them in Excel file. So I'm importing them. In case you want to know how to design tables, please you can go through other my videos. So to import files from to import data from another file, what you do is create your database, then open it and click on external data. After clicking on external data, you have import and link around here. So where are you importing from? Are you importing from Access or DBC? I'm going to import it from Excel. So I will click on Excel, and then the file name, it is telling me the path is this. So I'm going to browse to look for where that file is. So when you click on browse, I have mine on the desktop. You click on the desktop, or you can click where you may have saved it. Then I have those tables here in this file. So I will just click on it. So I'm done with it, looking for it. Then I can click OK. After clicking on OK, you can now see it has given me the details I have in my spreadsheet. Show worksheets, I have DOM because I named them basic DOM other info. Then sheet 3. In case I had not named those sheets, it was going to be sheet 1, sheet 2. So you select the sheet number where you have your table. So I have the first one is basic DOM. Then you can click on next. I will allow first row to contain the column heading. I tick that. Next. Then here you can now go ahead and choose the the data types. For example, here field name and student ID. I will allow it to be text. You click on the next one here, student name. I will also allow it to be text. Dormitory, text. When you come to house fund, there is a yes or no. Okay. Then DOM ID, you can see we have double. Double is the same as a number, but here the reason as to why you are seeing it as a double because there is no 000. So I will let it be text because I will change it when I reach the other side. And you can click on next. Then here you are going to create you are going to choose a primary key. I'm going to choose mine, which is a student ID. So choose my own primary key and you click on it, and it is now student ID. If at all you wanted maybe DOM ID, you come and click on this arrow and you choose the one you want. Then from there we can now click next. Here import to table. This is where now you can go ahead and give the table name. So here this table, I'm dealing with this first one here. They said basic dormitory information. So I will also type there basic dormitory basic dormitory information. Then finish. When this one comes, save, import, save, that one just close. And here I have my dormitory information. So you can see the table is already there. So I can go ahead and try to work on one thing there. Here the house fund, I said yes or no. Then DOM ID text. So I can come and change. So here let me first go back. Yes or no, good. Then we save. Okay. Let me try to do the editing. Let me first take it back to this. That it tells me to remove this. Remove them. Because I want it there tick. Tick. Then this one here you want here 001. That's why I changed it to text. And here 002. And here 00 that. I'm just adding 00 on them to look like what I have on the question paper. Good. Then the house fund, I can now go back and say sorry, yes or no. Yes. So this what must appear there, and we have this one ticked, this one ticked, this one ticked, ticked. And there we are done with that table. Actually, if you had just entered it, if you had just designed it, you are not going to have this those errors, but that's what we are supposed to have. So we can save it and we close. This one here has nothing to do here. I don't want it there. Okay, now I'm creating the second table, of which now I'm going to still import from this file here. Then okay, this time I'm importing other info. Then next, yes, first row contains the, then here we can now go ahead and use the data types. This one I told you we are going to set it to be text, such that we'll be able to have the 0 zeros at the beginning. This one is text, this is also text. And next we choose the primary key. This time our primary key is going to be DOM ID. Next, and you give the name. It is supposed to be other information. Other information. Good. Then you finish. This one don't need anything here, just close it. And there, when we go back and open our table, we need to change this to add the 0 zeros. Remember already I changed the data type to text. Good. So we now have our tables good created. I can also save this and I close. So we have created our tables and we have also entered data into it. Good. Now the next one is telling us, after designing the tables, to create one-to-one relationship. Now to create a one-to-one relationship, remember here in creating a relationship you must have the main table where you have the primary key, then the other table where you will have the foreign key. So what you do there, you can see where my cursor is moving here. So this table here is our main table, and it is where we have our primary key, which is DOM ID. Then this other table is our second table where we are going to have our foreign key, which is the DOM ID still. Now in case you want to create a one-to-one relationship, what you do, you open this other table where there is a foreign key, design view. So under it is design view, you can click on the foreign key, which is DOM ID here, because it is a primary key in our main table. Then you move to field properties. Under field properties, you can see where we have indexed. So this row of indexed here, you can see what we have here. Yes, duplicate. Okay, what you are going to do, click on it, then you click on this arrow here and you change it to yes, no duplicates. Then you can go ahead and save what you have done and you close. Then you can also close your main table. Now the next thing now is for us to create that one-to-one relationship in the easiest way by clicking on database tools, but make sure everything is closed. You have closed all the tables. So you click on tools, database tools, then we have relationships here, then you add those tables where you want to relate. So after you have done that, I said this is going to be my main table, since it is where my primary key is, and this is where the foreign key is. I can interchange them. So this one can come here, this one here, just like that. Then what we do next is just to drag our primary key and we drop it on the foreign key. So you drag your DOM ID and you drop it on DOM ID in this other table. Then it will even tell the relationship type here is 1 to 1. But if you had not set the other index there, it was going to give you 1 to many. Then you can now click on create. Or before you click on create, you have to enforce refresh integrity. Then you can also even cascade update related fields in case you are going to continue updating your table. Then you can go ahead and create. And here you can see I have 1 to 1 relationship. So save your relationship and you can go ahead and close it. Now the next question here is telling us, using data in the two tables, return the list of students given that. So we are going to return all students whose status is A level and the section is Western. So what we can do there now is to create query. We are creating a query. We are going to use query design. Then we can now add all the fields under this basic information. We add our tables, then we can close. So you can choose what you want to appear in that query, or you can add all of them. But here our main aim is to make sure that the names, list of students, so the names must appear, then the status must also appear, and then the section will also appear. So here I need the student's name, or I will begin with ID, then name, then I need the DOM ID, and I may need status, then section, because I'm going to base on them. So what are we returning? Status must be A level, then section Western. That's our criteria. So under criteria here you look for status, and it's supposed to be A level. Then with other under section it must be Western. Is it? Yes, Western. So you type there Western under criteria. So when you try and run this query, you will be able to see these two students. And I've told us to save this query as a Western. Then okay, so we are done with that. You can close this query because we are not going to use it again for now. Our next question, a tick in a table means that a house fund was paid. Return a list of students that have cleared the house fund and status O level. So we create another query, create query design. You add those tables. After adding those tables, here we need the house fund, but we shall first have student ID. We can have student name, then we may have house fund because we are going to base on it. Then also here, what else do we need? Section, yes, so we need status O level. So status, we can begin with DOM ID, then status. So here what we are going to do, remember our data type was yes or no. Yes means cleared, no means not cleared. And here we want those ones who have done what? Cleared the house fund. So under criteria for house fund, I will just say yes, cleared. Then status, they have said O level, so you type O level, O level under status. Good. Then if we can run, you will be able to see all those ones which are ticked but with the status O level. and they are telling us to save it as fund O level. So we can go ahead and right click on our query 1, save, then fund O level. Okay, we are done with that query, so we can close this and we go to the next question, which is telling us all those ones whose second name begins with the letter I, and we shall save the query as letter I. So again, we can create a query design. We add those tables and we add the fields that we need. Remember, here we are concentrating on only student's name, so therefore I may just consider only this table here. I add the fields under the first table, or I can also even include this depending on what you want. Then here they have said the second name begins with letter I. Let me just zoom it so that we can see it clearly. The second name begins with letter I. So we are not concentrating on the first name, we are concentrating on the second name, and it must begin with letter I. So the second name, we are not we don't know what we don't know what the first name is going to be, so therefore we shall use a star to represent the other characters of the first name. Now between the first name and the last name or the second name there is a space. I also put it there, and here now they are saying the second name must begin with letter I. So after space, letter I, then star to represent the ending characters or other characters within the second name. So after we have done that, we can now go ahead and run. So we can see Isaac, there is this, there is that. Okay, let me you can see those people there are the ones whose second names begins with letter I. Okay, and we can save it as a letter I. So go ahead and save this query. Right click, save, then letter I, and you are done with that. You can close it. We go to the next question. The next question is telling us to design a report using the details in the query saved as section. So this one is very simple. You can open that query saved as a section. Sorry, this one was supposed to be a section. Let me rename it, not a western. This one here, a section. So we can open a section and we create our report from it. So after we have opened it, we can simply just come and create then a report, and there already we have our report from a section. So we can also go ahead and reduce on those fields, reduce on the fields, reduce on these fields, reduce on those fields. Yeah, can now leave it there. Then we can change maybe the title here. Can say a section report. Good. And we are supposed to save it as also section report. So you go ahead and right click on it, save as a section report. As simple as that. So we can close them and we'll look at another question. So the next question is telling us print all your work. In order to print everything here, you need to open one object by one. For example, I want to maybe print this table. I open it, then file, print. I can click on print preview to see whether it is fitting landscape or portrait paper. So if it is not fitting, I can change it to landscape there, and you print. Then after you have done that, you go to another one until you are done with all your items there to be printed. So members, that's how we can handle relationship in database. Thank you so much for your time.